Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Glad with Dad. My name's Harrison. I'm joined with my dad.
I'm Alan.
In this podcast, we help you build emotional well-being through a new perspective. In today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is in what way does your people-pleasing stop you from living your own life? I think we're all victims to this. We all seem to do this to try and fit in or to live a quote-unquote easier life, but we're going to talk about why that's not what you should want, and
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's great. And Happy New Year, everyone. Hope this is going to be the best year of your life.
Yeah.
I intend for it to be mine.
That's the plan.
Yeah,
best year so far.
First podcast for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just know that for myself, it started with wanting the attention and the love from my mother.
Yeah.
You know? And my father, but mainly the mother. And maybe it's the opposite for the opposite sex, I don't know, but
yeah.
I would say it would be, you know. And then it went on to, from then, mates wanting their acceptance, you know, wanting to fit into the crowd and not wanting to be alone, all that stuff. And then it just, you know, it progresses onto your work too, trying to please the boss.
Yeah.
You know, like
Every area.
100%. And then with, you know, my wife, the same, you know. Yeah. I remember my first job, I went like a bull at the gate at everything, right? Trying to please the boss. And as a result, it paid off because I got a raise before I was meant to get a raise, you know. So it paid off in them ways, but in many other ways it hasn't. It's actually boomeranged and stopped me. You know?
Yeah. Well, because most of the time when you're doing things for like people pleasing, you're usually doing things and neglecting yourself in the process.
100%.
And how you feel and what you really want.
Yeah. And your own goals, your own dreams. It's amazing. You know, amazing how you know. And then you don't even start speaking up for yourself. Your own opinions about things. You know, and then who are you? You've lost yourself, and no wonder you're depressed. You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Really, with your life, you know, it's a long way out of that rabbit hole. It's a long way out. It's not a matter of just recognising it once and then getting out of there. Not one bit. For me, I've had to recognise it over and over and over.
Yeah, usually you have to bring your awareness to something a lot. To work through it.
And what about yourself?
Yeah, well, I think it all comes, like I was saying, like from like a lack of something, like you didn't get enough attention or the right attention, so you do things in disregard for yourself to please other people because you really want that attention, that love, whatever it is that you're craving. But for me, I would like make like little white lies about what I was interested in to seem like cool, or I would lie about like what I'd also lie about the things that I didn't like too, and I would actually secretly like them or something, but then I would make fun of them, or I would even
so you would have friends that you saw like something, and then you would say you would like them because you wanted to be accepted.
Yeah.
You didn't really like them.
Yeah. And vice versa.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just whatever the opinion of the group was.
Yeah.
Just like would shut down to avoid like confrontation, you know, because I just didn't want to deal with it too much, so I just wanted to deal with it as little as possible, so I just let people do whatever.
Yeah, well, see how much they would have robbed you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
And like, it's a strong instinct, our social instinct. It's so strong
to be liked and accepted,
you know, and have that acceptance, you know.
Yeah.
And the beauty for myself as time's gone on, and I've taken many adventures around this area, is I know today You know, like I hear people say, I don't care what other people think.
Yeah.
Now,
That's not true.
either they're bullshitting,
yeah.
or they don't know exactly what they're talking about. And I think a lot of time it's ignorance, you know. So for me, I got to recognise that I do need acceptance from a certain amount of people, you know, but I don't need everyone's.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, that instinct of, you know, social instinct is out of whack. You know, if I need everyone's, that's completely out of whack. Where I don't, that's not the truth.
Yeah.
We can survive without having everyone's existence.
Yeah. Well,
but we do need some.
No, I don't think so. I think the truth, like, I think majority of people, and we shouldn't feel bad for wanting some, but I think we should put a line between want and need, because there are so many like monks and just people who like throughout their lives they come to the truth that we have everything we need within ourselves, and that is the truth, and they can all fundamentally like come down to that through meditation, through practice and all that stuff. But it's pretty much, it's really, really hard for you to do that if you're involved in our culture or any
in society,
regular culture and society. It'd be difficult. So
100%.
It's not like a bad thing, but
you know, and you know, would they have needed somebody's acceptance first? Like the other monks that taught them the meditation and taught them that. Do you know what I mean? So they would have still
there would be people like that, but I think there'd be people that wouldn't be, because there'd be people that wouldn't do that. Yeah. It'd just be harder for our brains to comprehend that, because we're not in that space of mind.
No. And I don't have any wish to be
me either. No, I like friends.
Yeah, I like people.
I like family. Yeah.
And the people that say they don't like people, I think are just frightened.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying all. I can't say.
Yeah, or they're just projecting like things that they have problems with or insecurities onto other people. Yeah. Other people haven't accepted that and not dealt with them, and then they've taken out that.
Well, we've all
resentment.
got stories around.
Yeah, we've all got stories.
To justify, you know, or to rationalise, as I can, you know, constantly share.
100%.
You know, if you break the word up, rationalise, it's like rational, lie. So it's like try and make a truth out of a lie, you know, to justify our own existence, which everyone's trying to do to one degree or another. That's why we say things to people and we hang around people that are like-minded, you know, because we're trying to find that way of rationalising our own existence.
Yeah.
Really. Which is not necessarily bad. It's just find your own people, really, your own crowd.
Yeah.
But you know, I've had to, you know, learn to recognise that other people have got their own life as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to, just because this is what I would want and want to achieve, it doesn't mean that that's the same goals for everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, just because somebody's not in line with me, it doesn't mean we don't sync together.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Dr. Jordan Peterson talked about, you know who a true friend is when they're actually interested in what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether they want to do it or not.
Yeah. They're interested
because
you're interested.
Because that's what your thing is, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing, but it's a good benchmark to just find out who's your people, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
it would be.
Yeah.
Well, I was with different decisions I want to do. Like I've had pretty different choices for what I've wanted in my career path-wise and all different things. I would always be either like disappointing someone, no matter what decision I'd make.
Yeah.
So because everyone's living in a different place in time, and they all have different morals and beliefs and what they think's important and everything like that. So they're all going to tell me something different. Yeah. So how am I going to be able to please them all? I'm not. It's impossible. Yeah. So I just have to do
And you're really in trouble if you're getting your self-worth from acceptance from other people.
Yeah.
Really, which
Yeah.
is so many people's.
Yeah.
You know,
Because there'll
what
be
they do.
times in your life where that acceptance won't be there, or the encouragement, or
Yeah.
anything, and it'll be you and you alone.
Yeah.
Like where you have to do everything for yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I know just even with my own family don't necessarily agree with, you know, the life that I lead all the time. But it doesn't mean they've wired me because of it.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, it's not for them.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
and, you know, like, I had to, you know, I realised through my people pleasing, I wasn't even living my own life. I'm living what I think others want me to live. Oh man, that's really hard.
Yeah.
I'd done that for a lot of years and didn't even know. I wasn't not conscious of that's what I was doing. I was living somebody else's life because I didn't have my own. No, I didn't have direction. It's so important to have direction. Like I said on I think other podcasts. About, you know, the difference between having direction and not having a direction is like a leaf in the wind. You get pushed around by life.
Yeah.
That's what people pleasing will do.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
That's very true. That's a good way of putting it.
You'll get pushed around by life, by other people's lives. And you know what? Sometimes it's only their opinion of life. It's not necessarily what they live themselves.
Yeah. And then another half of it is sometimes what people are telling you isn't actually what they think themselves even.
No.
They just know that that's the accepted approach.
Yeah.
Or the most common.
Yeah.
So
opinion.
yeah. So it's really it's all bull.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like for me, I've had to write things down. Like I remember a lady saying to me, "Let the pen and paper be your best friend." People use their iPads, they use the phones, but I still think writing with a pen and paper for me is I'm getting the feel of it. I'm feeling what I'm writing. I'm doing. No, there's more to it than that. And finding some direction, really, and then, you know, map out a plan. Like I'm heading down to Melbourne today, see my mum and my mate and up out there, and what I plan to do with my time on the plane is writing out some direction in different areas of my life.
That's a great idea.
And that's a constant thing I've got to do, because things change rapidly.
Yeah, we're always growing.
But I don't want to be pushed around by life. I need direction.
Yeah.
And like I was just listening to a TikTok thing on what's the famous boxer, the tough man? I forget his name.
Which one?
Oh, geez.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, that's it.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it. Mike Tyson says, you know, undisciplined. If you want to succeed in anything, you've got to have discipline.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, that's probably the main tool.
Discipline's not a bad word.
Yeah.
It just means some direction.
Yeah.
Is another way of putting discipline. Direction with action, of course, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, no use having...
Well, that could just be a plan. It's just direction.
100%, you know?
Yeah.
And so action is the magic word.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, well, you're the only person you're going to be with 24/7, 365, so you got to make sure you're okay first. Like obviously when you have kids and stuff like that, there's certain needs that they need to have first. I get that, but that's not really what I was talking about, just in general. And also ask yourself this: do you like everyone, and does everyone like you? And the answer will be no for both of those, for pretty much everyone who's living in reality. And that's the same for you. You can't expect everyone to like you or your ideas or everything that you're going to want to do in life if you don't like everything they've wanted to do in life. And every person you've met, it also, like, it's a double standard. You're wanting something out of life that you're not, like, that you don't even experience at all yourself.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like having that direction, all right, is good, but being able to tweak it every day like at the end of the day or towards the end of your, even if it's the end of your working day, if you've got that quiet time, quiet time is what I couldn't live without it, to be honest. I crave that quiet time. I don't have to have a lot of it, but I need it consistently.
Too. Yeah.
Like I need it in the morning and I need it in the afternoon, and it'd be nice to have towards the end of the night as well. And just like ask myself, if I've written out some direction on my goals or whatever I like in life, well then I can ask myself what have I done towards executing my direction that I've been given.
Yeah.
And you can't but improve and head towards it. I can't see how you can't. Even if it's recognising you're off track, that's still heading towards your direction. But if you're not checking, it's just like I heard somebody say, I can't remember who it was, but they talked about a ship on the ocean, and if they're...
Well, that's me.
Was it? I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, if their ship is slightly off direction, over a period of time, they end up way out of direction, way from where they're meant to be.
Yeah.
So just by doing that, you can keep tweaking and keep readjusting back on course. I think that's vital. I haven't got that practice right in my life completely at this stage, but I've just written it down, so that's what I'll be intending to do, part of my direction for this year.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, definitely. And when you stop always just trying to people please, you stop struggling like to pull the trigger on decisions, because you're not like trying to weigh in every other possibility from everyone else's mind on top of your own. All you have to think about before making a decision is what you want, and if it's gonna negatively directly affect the people around you. Because if it's indirectly, which means like they're just hurt or they feel like you're not spending as much time with them or like something like that, like that's them. That's not. And
do you think like if you're trying to weigh it all up continually on how everyone's affected,
can't even actually make the decision.
You're not going to.
Yeah. After I will.
It gets too much.
I've quite a few people, like some my closest mates really, they just get stuck on decisions and they think about what everyone else is going to think, and it doesn't really matter at all.
No.
Like it's not going to affect anything.
That's
like a week from now, but that's what they're constantly like just focusing on, and they're not actually focusing on what matters. And if they did, they would have made every decision so much easier, stress-free, nothing.
And so it goes back to, again, you're not living your own life, isn't it? Yeah. You're living their life.
Yeah.
It's like,
because of fear.
And they're not wrapped their life around what you think.
Yeah.
No one's doing that. No one's wrapping their life around what you think.
Yeah.
And yet I'm doing that because I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, it's silly.
Well, it's just, again, another habit.
Yeah.
That hasn't been questioned enough. It needs to be question after question
100%.
after question for me.
Yeah, but that seems like I feel like we've covered everything.
Yeah,
in today's podcast.
Well, for at this stage on our awareness, we don't know everything. I need to put it out there.
Definitely not.
Two fellas sharing their experience, strength and hope. Hopefully somebody gets something from it, and
that's the plan.
That's what we're here about. And if you get you to question yourself and find some direction and enriches your life, we're happy about that.
100%. That's it. So if you liked the video, just comment down below. Just tell us what you liked about it. Tell us some struggles you have in this area of your life. Share it around to anyone you think this could help as well. Put it on your story if you don't know someone directly, but you think you might know someone who would click on it anyway. So Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye for now.